Hi, today we're going to solve quadratic equations by factoring. So we're going to make use of the zero product property, wherein it states that if the product of two real numbers is zero, then either of the two is equal to zero or both numbers are equal to zero. In symbol, if P and Q are real numbers, then PQ is equal to zero if and only if P is equal to 0 or Q is equal to 0. Let us have an example. Let us solve the following quadratic equations by factoring. Let's say letter A. We have x squared plus 15 equals to negative 8x. So, first step is you have to transform the equation into standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So, notice that all terms are on the left side of the equation and equated to 0. So, in our example, you're going to transpose negative 8x to the left side of the equation, or you add 8x on both sides of the equation. Thus, we have x squared. You transpose from negative 8x, you're going to change it to positive 8x. Then plus 15 equals to 0. Next step is you have to factor the expression x squared plus 8x plus 15. How? So, what are the factors of x squared? So, we have here x and then x. So, you're going to put it here as the first terms of the two binomials. Then, the next one is you have to get, or you have to think of the factors of 15, wherein if you're going to add it, the result is 8. So, let's see. So, factors of 15, we have factors. We have, let's say, 15 and then 1. 15 times 1. If you're going to add it, that is 16, which is not the middle term. So, we are looking for the numerical coefficient of the middle term, which is 8. Then, how about 5 and then 3? So, 3 times 5, that is 15. Now, if you're going to get the sum of that, the result is 8. So, therefore, since the sum is 8, which is the numerical coefficient of the middle term, therefore, we have the factors are x plus 5 and then x plus 3. Equate each factor to 0. So, we have x plus 5 equals to 0. So, our first solution is negative 5 because you transpose 5 to the right side of the equation, or add negative 5 or subtract 5 on both sides of the equation. Then the other one, x plus 3 equals to 0. So, x of 2 is equal to, you transpose negative 3. So, x of 1 is negative 5, x of 2 is negative 3. Then, after that, let us now check. So, to check, if x is equal to negative 5, so that is our x of 1. Substitute it to the original equation. X squared plus 15 equals to negative 8x. So, you substitute the value of x. So, we have negative 5 squared plus 15 equals to negative 8 times negative 5. So, negative 5 squared, that is positive 25. Why? Because negative 5 times negative 5, that is positive 25, plus 15 equals to negative 8 times negative 5, that is positive 40. So, 25 plus 15, that is positive 40, then equals to 40. Check. If x of 2 is equal to negative 3, again, using the original equation, x squared plus 15 equals to negative 8x. So we have negative 3 squared plus 15 equals to negative 8 times negative 3. Then that is negative 3 squared, that is positive 9, because negative 3 times negative 3, that is positive 9, plus 15 equals to negative 8 times negative 3, that is positive 24. Then we have 9 plus 15, that is 20. 4 equals to 24. Both values of x satisfy the given equation, so we can say that the equation x squared plus 15 equals to negative 8x has two solutions, which are negative 5 and or negative 3. Let us have letter B example. Let's say we have x squared minus 10x plus 25 equals to 0. So notice that is already in standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So here, ax squared, that is the x squared, bx is negative 10x, and then c, that is positive 25. Okay, so next is you're going to factor the expression. So factors of x squared, or we all know that that is x and then x, so you have to put it here. Then next is 25. So what are the factors of 25? Wherein if you're going to add it, the result is 10x, which is the middle term, numerical coefficient of the middle term, sum of the factors. Okay, 25, let's say positive 25. Let's say we have 5 times 5. So that is 25. If you're going to add it, the sum is positive 10, which is not the middle term. So, how about if the factors are negative 5 and the negative 5? Negative 5 times negative 5, that is positive 25. Now, if you're going to get the sum of that, the result is negative 10. So here, we're going to copy this negative 5 and the negative 5 to the binomial. So we have negative 5, then here we have negative 5. So, equate each. As you can see, we have the same factors, x minus 5 and then x minus 5. Actually, this is a perfect square trinomial. Now, equate each factor to 0. X minus 5 equals to 0. Then we have x is equal to, you transpose negative 5 to the right side. So, from negative, we have positive 5. So, that is x of 1. So, for the second value of x, so we have the same result because we have the same factor. X minus 5 equals to 0. So, x is equal to positive 5. Now, to check, if x is equal to 5, then using the original equation, we have x squared minus 10x plus 25 equals to 0. Then you substitute. We have 5, value of x is 5, 5 squared minus 10 times 5 plus 25 equals to 0. 5 squared, that is 25. Then negative 10 times 5, we have negative 50. Then plus 25 equals to 0. Then 25 minus 50, that is negative 20. That is negative 25. Then plus 25, then equals to 0. So, that is 0 equals to 0. Check. Therefore, since that there is only one solution, which is positive 5, then you can say that the solution is the solution of the equation x squared minus 10x plus 25 equals to 0 is x is equal to 5. Letter C, we have x squared minus 25 equals to 0. So this is not a trinomial. So we have here a binomial. Notice that x squared is a perfect square. The second one is also a perfect square. And then the operation is minus. So this is an example of a difference of two squares. Wherein, if we have x squared minus y squared, now, what are you going to do is you just get the square root of the first term x, square root of the last term y, then the factors are x plus y, and then x minus y. So you will just make two factors wherein one sum and then the other one is a difference. Okay, now going back to our example. So square root of x squared is x, square root of 25 is 5. So factors are x plus 5 and then x minus 5 equals to 0. Then, equate each factor to 0. X plus 5 equals to 0. Now, you can subtract 5 on both sides of the equation, or you can transpose 5 to the right side. If you're going to transpose, you're going to change it, or you're going to change the sign from positive to negative. So, we have negative 5. So, that is the first solution. For the second solution, x minus 5 equals to 0. Again, you're going to add 5 on both sides of the equation, or you're going to transpose. If you're going to transpose, change the sign of 5 from negative to positive. So, second solution is positive 5. Then, let us check if x is equal to negative 5. Using the original equation, we have x squared minus 25 equals to 0. So, x is negative 5. You substitute. We have x squared minus 25 equals to 0. Negative 5 squared, that is positive 25. Then minus 25, that is 0. So, 25 minus 25, that is 0 equals to 0. For the second, for the second value of x, if x is equal to positive 5, then we have x squared minus 25 equals to 0. You substitute, we have 5 squared minus 25 equals to 0. 5 squared is 25 minus 25 equals to 0. 25 minus 25, that is 0 equals to 25. Check. Now, since that both values of x satisfy the given equation, therefore, the solutions are the solutions of the equation x squared minus 25 equals to 0, or x equals to negative 5, or x is equal to positive 5. Okay, letter D. Let's say we have x squared equals to 2x. So you're going to transpose 2x to the left side, or you're going to subtract 2x on both sides of the equation. So we have x squared minus 2x equals to 0. So notice that it is already in standard form. ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So here in this case, there is only ax squared, which is x squared, bx, which is negative 2x, and then c that is missing, that is the constant. So what are you going to do next is, this is not a trinomial, instead this is a binomial. So how are you going to factor it? Simply, so notice that we have common factor, which is x. So factor out x variable, then the other factor is, how are you going to get the other factor? So you're going to get the first term, which is x squared, then divide it by the common factor, which is x. So we have x squared minus 1. So that is x only. So you're going to have here x. You have to write x. Then for the second term, we have to get negative 2x, then divide it by the common monomial factor, which is x. Then you cancel, because 1 minus 1, that is 0. So any number or any variable raised to 0, that is always equal to 1. So we have, or you cancel, so we have negative 2 only. So this is negative 2 or minus 2. Then equals to 0. Okay, then next step is we have to equate each factor to 0. First factor is x, so x is equal to 0. That is the first solution. Second factor, x minus 2 equals to 0. So x is equal to, you transpose from negative 2 to positive 2. So that is the second solution. The next is, you have to, okay, so to check if x is equal to 0, you substitute it to the original equation. We have x squared is equal to 2x. Value of x is 0, so you substitute 0 squared is equal to 2 times 0. Then that is 0 equals to 2 times 0, that is 0. Check. Next solution, if x is equal to positive 2. So again, using the original equation, x squared is equal to 2x. So you substitute, we have 2 squared equals to 2 times 2. Then 2 squared is 4 equals to 2 times 2, we have 4. Check. Both values of x satisfy the given equation, therefore the solutions of the quadratic equation, the equation x squared equals to 2x are 0 and 2. You can write x is equal to 0 and x is equal to